Good morning, all. We are starting, but I don't know if Monko will be right back. Get over to T-Dog Man's live.
Wait, he's live? What time is it?
9 o'clock.
He's late.
Well, hopefully he's okay. Say good morning, everybody.
I heard P-Dog Night and I thought he started his live, so I came rushing in here. Okay, I'll be right back.
What are you doing? Besides beating me up on your way out. Excuse me.
You were supposed to say anything! Oh.
Good morning, baby. You're so peaceful.
Not as bad as he was earlier. This morning, I swear he stopped breathing.
Yeah, they go into formation. Your sister needs to turn his tank into basically a greenhouse.
My back is itchy. Trust me, I've been reloading it. Oh, I want to be first commenter. Because you never know, I might get.
Oh, you might, actually.
Since as the last time he gave me 2 bells and some music. Hello. Is he alive? Oh, I thought you were chuckling because he's live and you got first comment, so I'm just like, uh-oh. Trust me, I've been watching.
I was chuckling because of what Elon Musk posted. I hope I don't.
Well, I mean, he would do that.
No.
Keep reloading, keep reloading.
So I found out some information that I'm not happy about, and I'm trying to get it to Vito.
What info?
About the situation with Charlie.
Oh. He's 4 minutes late.
Okay. So I'm gonna do my response. I'm gonna post it on X, and then I'm gonna ask you a question. Okay. Someone says to you, "I don't like you." How do you respond?
Well, that's too bad for you because a lot of people like him. I'm joking.
No, the reason why I am laughing. Well, exactly what I posted online. People are showing to me. Y'all can look too.
I gotta figure out how to get onto my app.
And actually, I want to change it just like what am I in?
Trust me, I've been watching.
Mm-hmm.
You best believe I've been watching. I want to beat Sundown Nation and Avocados Diablo.
Oh.
And you. Oh, one of the things that I was thinking of doing is just putting a dot just so then I'm first. Just like do a period, then send it immediately. Because then my name will pop up first.
You know, we haven't had snowball times like we normally. But I said, I'm sorry you never took the chance to get to know me. And the reason why I wanted to change it a little bit is because I was going to add, and besides, it doesn't matter to me what you think of me. It matters to me what God thinks. Actually.
He's almost 10 minutes late.
Mm-hmm. Another 11-minute issue. FedEx again.
Did you remember to share our live?
Nope.
Um,
Seriously, no. I didn't correctly make it.
I really hope it doesn't go live while I do that. Refreshing complete. Nope, it's not live.
There we go. Refresh. Okay. I'm gonna do this until he gets in. Say good morning. Oh shit! Hi! You gotta climb up. Up.
And yes, she was not only reachable.
I was doing stuff behind the scenes.
Well, if I'm in camera, you gotta be in camera.
No, excuse you, you're the one that's going on.
Yeah, you're the teacher.
No, that's just...
It's taken long enough for I to practically take a nap.
Alright. Turn on. I have to admit, though, when I first got my hand games, I thought I would hate them. Just like all the other ones, they always irritated my ears so bad. Honestly, these ones, I don't even feel. After I put them in, like they're in for a couple minutes, and then it's like they're not even in. Oh. That's why we can look so good.
No, sadly, I gotta move a crap ton of boxes out of the house. I'm like, okay, wait, you can still listen to it while working. Laugh emoji. I sent Wolfgang a message because he said no, sadly, because he's got to move stuff, a bunch of the boxes out of the house. And I'm like, okay, and then I'm like, wait, you can still listen while working. Laugh emoji.
Earbuds! Cadence, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm gonna play a video. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna play a video later, Cadence. And I want your guys' opinion on this video. I agree with her wholeheartedly. Um, so I'm putting it under a new playlist. Would you agree or disagree? This lady, what she's saying is
You wanna message A-Dog Night and see if he's okay?
I just need to breathe after that one. You guys will see why. Thank you for the like and welcome in. Ooh, I like it. Oh, this person. My brain is like, yeah, no more after that.
Your brain is not braining.
Yeah, my brain is not raining. Because the video that I just watched after what I learned yesterday is kind of making more sense on a few things. Honestly, it's scary. Like, to learn that there's a probability that Charlie lost his life because of greed and because of stuff that was happening in his company that he did not agree with. Um, and I'm heartbroken. The canons, I gotta say, between what you said yesterday, there's a video that I watched, my daughter and I watched, and what I seen this morning from you, it kind of raises a few red flags. And I hope I can collab with you sometime on it. Marty's probably gonna be here at 9:30. because you know what I just sent them. Well, actually, correction, I just sent this on Nation, but Marty, are you refreshing? Not even on X right now. Because otherwise, I'd be getting notifications that he's posting or doing stuff. Yes, I know this part is a little boring because we're waiting for the host. And I sent him a DM. And the other toilet paper with the okay. I don't want to be seen in the freaking cleaning up one. Okay. Oh! Okay, there. Should be. Hey! Oh, God. You want to get up from your side? Oh. Um, that means that it's really dry and you are really dehydrated. Yes, I let everything down because freaking germs are disgusting. Okay.
Yeah.
Marty, where are you? You're late, Mister.
There. No! Who beat me to it? Oh my god, it's the Yahweh.
It's not even telling me he's live. Damn thing.
You do realize guess you can put it back on. Well, hour live now, right?
Not quite yet. So let's see what it says, and I gotta share that photo. See? Smart ass.
Nana.
What up?
Whatever.
I love you too.
Time to start asking questions.
Marty.
First question is done. I just had an idea.
you've been getting some competition lately? It's been fascinating. So, also, good morning to Miss Wild Wolf. What's up? Also,
Morning.
Monko Sports is here. I see Gunfox somewhere. Well, Gunfox has already dropped the Hamilton.
Oh, I am slacking now.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
sorry.
I'm leaving. My mind is out of town already. So if I seem discombobulated, it's just because we planned out the route of our trip. And we're going to be in a car for about 8 hours tomorrow. But it's being broken up several times by seeing crazy things in Minnesota. So what I'm going to do, I'll put my Instagram in the links today too. If you want to see, just follow the stories on Instagram tomorrow. What the hell? Review now. Review ad preferences. What? What? They're going to use your information. I'm going to put a link to my Instagram, the Marty's Big Journey account in the links today. What's going on here? Good God, they just pain in the ass. I already I'm sorry, guys. The show should be just a lot more easy. A lot more easy. Say it again, whatever. You're gonna give me the same message. Okay, so I put my Instagram account. Thank you, Gunfox61. You are Administrative Lab Superstar sponsor today. Already hijacking the show, but let me finish saying hi. Dropping Hamilton's left and right. By the way, it's $5 Friday. If you can, drop at least a 5 spot if you have Joy Day, because I got a lot of gas to pay for it. Okay, good morning, Hookless Sports. Artie Lewis is in the house. Lewage, Resolute Germ, Gunfox61, the amazing administrator of Compete on Night Discord server. Mike Savage, Blue-Eyed Scream, and oh wow, that was a bad scroll there. Keisha, what up, Kirsten? How you doing? Donkey Punch Bandit, the best and most exciting name on the internet. The Pope is here. Pope Tyrannus the Third. The blessed Lich with today's message of Pope. Blessings of the Most High. Today the sun was bright, the birds were singing, and guess what? You get to see it, experience it all. So go out and get some sunshine. Yes, and touch grass or something. Sunshine is a great thing, and I'm going to have a lot of it this weekend because I'm going to be walking on sunshine. Oh, I'll be walking on sunshine. Good morning, Johnny Hellcat, the original viewer of the first person ever to click the link to this show, and Big Dave. 1066 and TC is about. So people are rolling in, keep rolling in. Of course, you can't hear me if you haven't done already. So 60 people, 5 likes. That's not healthy. I mean, hit the like button. But since Gunfox has already hijacked the show, I am going to start with the thing that Gunfox has hijacked the show with. Drop Hamiltons and links. If you drop a Hamilton link, I'll read whatever you get. So there you go. Wait, why did only one of them open? Hang on. That one open. And there. Now they're both open. Oh, well, that one was the main topic thing. You know what? I'm going to save the second one for later. With the first one, we'll do right now. Because a lot of stuff going on. So, Gunfox. Wait, so. All right, Gunfox dropped this one too.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, good morning. Welcome in. Just a second, I'm dropping shit on the
U.S. military. This is
you.
Massive, right?
Oh.
Report.
Nope. Avocados Diablo.
Welcome in.
No. Not in our life yet.
Oh.
Midnight. Happy mom posted link in this chat.
Good morning. Midnight what?
Happy mom posted link in this chat.
Avocados
Diablo.
What?
For our life.
What?
It's mine!
I know.
Made history. Mach 6.8 in 2004.
Yeah.
And Mach 9.6.
I don't like doing Good.
That November. By the way, good morning, Jay Blizzard. JB's in the house. What's up? Holy smoky! The three-flight HyperX program ended after meeting its core goals as funding and priorities shifted. The short-lived X-43A's flight data, materialisms, and control strategy became the starting point for later U.S. hypersonic efforts and the benchmark for airborne speed.
Right.
By the late 1990s, engineers had squeezed about all they could from wind.
You
From
forgot to mention.
The catch scramjets only make sense at
I'm working on it.
rushing through the inlet stays supersonic as it mixes with fuel and burns. To know if scramjet truly works, someone had to fly with it closely on inlet ignition, combustion controls, high pressure.
Someone's messaging. No, you can. Wait, Mark.
Good morning, Dad.
You could just easily go into
built to turn decades of travel into seconds of life that textbooks could provide. So,
Hi, Amy. Good morning.
No! You actually came in here!
Yeah.
I actually came in here!
with
Sit down and listen.
modified Pegasus rocket booster with the X-43 riding on its nose. Oh, is that the...
I haven't got a
Is there a picture of this?
No.
Shit.
Can I finish what I normally do?
Let's see. The booster was
Probably not.
sprint stacked to the target speed.
So, this is what I do every morning when I watch this live.
Scramjet for a short, carefully planned burn. After that, it would glide unpowered into the Pacific. Every second mattered. The world wasn't endurance. It was to prove
Are you biting me? Did you just bite me?
So this is a history lesson?
Did you just bite me? She bit me!
I'm not understanding this because this says it happened in 2004. Is that right, guys?
I heard that.
Am I reading this right? Hello, Lee. My favorite Canadian food house. What's up? So then, let's see. So the first flight attempt in 2001 ended in failure. Booster control range terminated its mission. The painful lesson forced 2 years of fixes, better modeling, cleaner controls, and tighter booster vehicle integration. And when HyperX returned to the air in 2004, the approach was about the same, but the engineering followed to
This is upside down.
idea of air-breathing hypersonics. First flight was 2004. Yeah, that's what it says. And then the one that went to 9.6 Mach 9.6 was the next one. Now think of the profile as a relay. Carrier base,
What?
walls stacked
Hold on. And
to altitude up California coast.
thank you for the subscribe. That is.
Pushing the stack.
Hi!
Tens of miles high, and already at hypersonic speed.
I just got like a voice crack of energy now.
Inlet, the moment
You made the child hyper.
Hypersonic air or supersonic air rushes through the engine.
Oh, hey.
But
And thank you for the like.
thrust, there are no
I'm gonna try to see
it's
Alex.
just geometry.
I really hope you're up early tomorrow
That's an
because
interesting way
me
to
and
do
Mom
that.
have Rise and
I
Shine.
kind of understand jet propulsion, but that is that's kind of cool.
There's a lot of comments coming through now.
Thrust control, behavior,
But
Yes, that's what I do for the link every day. I don't even put my tips in up like I should.
but so we have Rise and Shine, and I really hope you're able to be there. You're like my best friend.
Aww, that is so
second
sweet.
speeds,
Hey,
seconds are
dude.
damn. So and this
Why
is
don't you come on me instead?
apparently the program ended.
Nope, I just gotta be more careful.
Gizmo, would you stop pulling her shirt down already?
Nope.
And then Mark 10 targets.
I know one thing I could do for Fayed today.
Run around the house 10 times?
Meanwhile,
You
national
still have too much
shift.
time.
Not that.
So
Well, I mean, I would.
well, breaking Mach 9.6 with air breathing engine wasn't just a speed stunt. It confirmed that scramjets can't operate where rockets once hit have to feel themselves that matters for any future system wants high-speed, high-altitude flight without carrying oxidizer, rapid response strength, long-range ISR, station success, access to space concepts. So that's, wow. That's very interesting. This is going to be in the links today. There's a whole bunch about it. But yeah, that's a good piece of rocket engine flight history.
And 80, if you were on X.
You know, it's funny. Wasn't it in?
Well, I did.
Wasn't it that
He
second
forgot
time
his
movie where he was trying to do a test flight up to like?
So I told him
10?
just make a new one.
For a human to
It's
be
your
able to sustain
email
that
address.
in any form would be very dangerous. And also,
Yeah, but just think could
But
have
that
also forgotten his
in the
password.
field, and he
That don't matter as long as you have your email
ejected,
address.
he would have been dead. I'm just saying. Tom Cruise is cool, but he would have been dead. So there you go. All right, we're gonna get into the news right now, and then we'll get to kind of Fox's other shortly. I didn't. Oh shit. I was really late today, so I really didn't get put much together today, so I did as fast as I could. But today, holidays. I'm not giving you the X versions, but let's just do the holiday calendar here. Today is National Pancake Day. Yeah, baby.
Making pancakes
If you
today.
like pancakes, this is your day. Go
And
to
how do you plan on
IHOP
making
or
them for me?
whatever. I'm sure IHOP has some kind of special, or
I'll make
Perkins, or what else? I don't remember. What is the breakfast? Oh, Waffle House. They even though it's Waffle House, they have pancakes. Who else has pancakes? Cracker Barrel, the redesign. Who else has good pancakes? Who has? Okay, here's a good.
We have a
This
Denny's
will
not
kind of
that far from
give
us.
me an idea.
80.
We are Denny's did have good pancakes. If you can think, tell me your
You make
favorite
pancakes completely homemade.
pancake place and where you're from. Not, don't tell me where you're from, because then people might.
Oh, it's right.
Hello, not one,
That's
two,
what I
three.
forgot.
Welcome and select boys. Oh, and Del O'Leary. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, tell me your favorite pancake place, or common pancake place. So Denny's, we said. Perkins. Perkins are still in the Midwest. We still have them out here in Minnesota. Denny's are harder to find. What else? IHOP. Oh, IHOP. Okay. I forgot about that one. I said Waffle House. They do have
Beat ya.
pancakes. What's another good chain? I already said Cracker Barrel. I don't know. By the way, I really like Cracker Barrel's pancakes.
I've never been to a Cracker Barrel.
Good. Actually, one of my best favorite pancake places in the Twin Cities is Trail Stop Tavern. They have on Saturday and Sunday, they have a breakfast, brunch menu, whatever. And they have these massive blueberry pancakes that are really, really good. So, good morning, Unacceptable Views by Other Favorite Canadian. Yeah, show. Anyway, also it's National Family Day, Alpaca Day, Love Note Day, Day of Praise and Worship,
Family
National
Day?
Dumpling Day, Johnny Appleseed Day, National Amanda Day. If your name is Amanda, I don't give a shit. National Parade Day. Apparently that's an acronym for something. I have no idea. National Human Resource Professional Day, National Chimichanga Day. Go to the. I might have to go to El Loro here in
Oh no.
St. Paul area. It's a Mexican restaurant. Better Breakfast Day. Hug a Vegetarian. There's a lot of holidays today. Hug a Vegetarian Day today. Yeah, well, like they say, meat is murder. Tasty murder. National Compliance Officer Day, Shamrock Whale Day. German Sandwich Day. I didn't even know Germans made sandwiches. Michigan Indian Day. What? World's biggest coffee morning. Yeah, there you go. Threads of coffee morning. Yes. Drink that coffee right now.
Okay. Hello,
Hey!
Final day, International Day for Total Elimination of Nuclear Weapons.
I'll take my anti-murder.
National Hari Day. Show some love to all the Haris out there. I don't know a single Hari. Unless you mean Hare Krishnas. National Law Enforcement Suicide Awareness Day. Wow. And then National Situational Awareness Day. Pay attention to what's around you. So those are the holidays today. Congratulations. Also, it's Red Friday. Remember, everyone deployed. Now, some people wear red on Red Friday, and some people just mention on their show. It is, that's what Red Friday stands for.
Oh, I had to
I'm
look up
technically
Deployed. And there's a message by this gentleman. I know it's going to be good, so I'm just going to play it. I haven't listened myself. Hopefully, it's not swearing and cussing. This man's going to talk to you about Red Friday.
Hey, good morning, Warriors. What's up? It is Red Friday, September 26th. My daily message to all of you to answer the call to serve this great nation.
What?
I love
Today
you.
is
Like
Collective
always.
Boys Parents Anniversary.
Up to 50 of our fellow Warriors will decide to make that final call today. Some of them, there's nothing we can do anything about. They're never going to say anything. They're not going to reach out to anybody. But there's a lot that you can say. And all it takes is just reaching out.
Yikes.
Letting them know that there's somebody there that cares. Pick up your phone today. Reach out to one person you know and remind them that you will always have their six. Much love and respect to each one of you warriors of freedom. Don't become another statistic today. If you're struggling, seek help. Use your fellow warriors for support. I got your six, you get mine. That's how we end our epidemic. Stay connected, stay in the fight, stay alive. Love you. Oh, I'll let you later.
Wow. That's powerful, man. And yeah, a lot of military people former or been out deployed but not, they're back here. They need some help. They just help, encouragement, and ways to make sure that they keep them alive. Worse out. It hurts a lot of people. So if you know anyone that who serve, you can reach out to them today and say, hey, how you doing? What can I do? Say something kind. So, wow, that message got me. And here, I guess I can scroll along on Red Friday here. Apparently, the ladies have all decided that for Red Friday they're going to make sure. I scrolled slowly because apparently some of the ladies are trying to encourage some of the those service members to stay in good spirits by putting pictures of themselves in their underwear and bikini and stuff. So, anyway, Red Friday stands for remember everyone deployed. Here I'm scrolling because there's more skin than I was expecting on the Red Friday. Okay. So anyway, Fridays with the Reg, remember. Happy Red Friday. And yeah, you know anyone who's been out there in the field, reach out to them. All right, moving on. Ryder Cup's trending. Now, again, this is sports and golf, and I know not everybody's into sports and golf, but the Ryder Cup's trending, and it's trending high. Apparently, Keegan Bradley waves American flag to rally Bethpage crowd before the Ryder Cup. That's kind of cool. U.S. Ryder Cup captain Keegan Bailey. A Bethpage Black native grabbed the fans' American flag and spread it up the 18th fairway. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Up the 18th fairway during Thursday's practice round, drawing chants from thousands of spectators. There he is. He's got the flag running through the crowd, or through the 18th fairway. The 39-year-old leads the U.S. team, featuring Scotty Shepard, Xander Sotheby's, against Europe's Roy McIlroy and John Rahm. In the 2020 event, challenging New York course, Europe took an early lead Friday's foursome, but the U.S. tied the afternoon 4 balls, setting up weekend matches. And if you don't know how the matches work, you just got to kind of watch it. But setting the tone for the Americans was Bryson. How does he say his last name? Bryson's Chamulo or something like that. Here, let me show you. Here's him setting the. He led off the matches yesterday with this this scary swing. Watch this. Yeah, he went for all of it. Carries no problem for Bryson. Look at that. How do you get the crowd going?
That is unbelievable.
He carried 320 and
that is an incredible show. Gotta give him that.
I don't know how long that hole is, but he put everything into it. All right, so there you go. I'll probably get some of those. And let's see what else.
Don't get me copyrighted.
But also because the Ryder Cup USA Network is trending. Apparently, they were having serious audio troubles during this event, and people are bitching about that. So that's why those things are trending. Thank you, TC, dropping a 6 spot in the tip jar. Thank you, appreciate you. Who says I would wear a sexy red dress today, but there's not many with a hole for me to slip my tail through. Nervous. Hello, Midnight Exile with Darren Root. Welcome to the show. So there you go. All right. So the Ryder Cup's off to a roaring start. They're tied up after the first day. After the Europeans took the lead. Moving on. Wait. I gotta go back. I almost forgot. I got some thank yous to do. Lots of people sharing the show. Greatly appreciated. Let's see how this goes here. There's some dude harassing in my. Little upset with me. But anyway, first of all, thank you, Ms. Wildwood, for sharing the show on your own. I greatly appreciate that. And whether you do it on your own or you retweet me or do a let's go, I'm happy with all three. And you did seem to have done all three, so thank you. So let's go with the cutesy post. You got the cutesy thing. This time it's kitties dragging kitties on the floor. I'm not sure what that's all about, but you know what? It's cute because they're kitties. Also, Mike Savage with the Let Us Go of the day. Thank you, sir. Rick there with a little Roddy Piper. Yeah! We love us some Roddy Piper.
Your butt.
One
Okay.
of the great entertaining wrestlers of all time. TC dropped the links and posted on behalf of the show. Greatly appreciated. JB with the daily flight log edition. Or something like that. I don't know how that did. Thank you, Johnny Hellcat. Also tweeting out the show. Greatly appreciated. Link in the description, a.k.a. Somnambule Nation, who I have not seen in the chat yet. Are you even here, Somnambule Nation? But you tweeted out the show, and I really appreciate it. Probably.
Somnum, are you in here?
Alec Baldwin. Jeff there. Jeff, forgive us our lateness. Oh, I see. And then people retweet the show, include CG, Somnambule Nation, JB, Kirsten Show, a.k.a. K Show, and Mr. Germ. And we got a little scene from White Chicks.
Lord Midnight. Good morning, kind of kid.
Posting all of these. And let's see, we got Ty Alexander. And the
Thank you, Somnambule Nation.
does that. Good morning, Nomad.
Yes,
Formerly known as
Somnambule
MC.
Nation.
That's why you get the
Yes,
every
bad
time.
name.
Every time you show. That was our shtick until you changed your name. And I thought, well, I'm not changing the shtick. Okay? I'm not changing the shtick. These are names there. All right, let's do some newsy things now.
I gotta do something I don't want to do.
Core PCE is
Hopefully
out.
it does not.
And it's basically consumer inflation data. August is out. And we had month-to-month 0.2%, which was short as expected, projected, whatever. Year-to-year core PCE 2.9%, which is expected what they expected. And apparently, Elizabeth Warren seems to not understand how this works. She says, I don't even agree with Chairman Powell, but he is right. Prices are up 2.9% from last month, and they're higher than they were a year ago. Why? Donald Trump's tariff policy, which tells me that Elizabeth Warren, aka Pocahontas, don't you dare call her Pocahontas. It's Pocahontas, apparently doesn't understand how the numbers work. No,
Okay,
it's 2.9% up from last year.
Sorry.
And so if that number, say for example, if you go this month and it was 2.9% over last year, and last month it was 2.9% over last year, that means it's steady this year, but it actually was up 0.2%, or 0.2% month to month. 0.2% month to month, which is a very, very small amount. For example, 0.2% of 100 is 0.2. And so if you had $1, the price rose 0.2 cents. So that's what that means. So anyway, so Elizabeth Warren is dumb, but what did Powell say here that she's agreeing with? Let's find out what Powell was saying here, because
core PCE prices rose 2.9% last month, also higher than a year ago. Goods prices, after falling last year, are driving the pickup
Oh, Broadline
because
Club.
see, now she is confused because of
He dog night egghead.
That's right.
The
Who's
survey
going
suggests
on
that
there?
goods price increases largely reflect
I
higher
was
tariffs
Nomad.
rather
I was
than
told
broader
Nomad.
price pressures.
Okay, but it's not 2.7% from last month. It means year to year it was 2.9%, which is similar to last month. So,
Core PCE prices rose
okay, so anyway, so that's where Luke Floyd got it from. Anyway, she's full of shit. Anyway, besides the headline, core PCE, personal income, spending also worth digging into. The Eternals, good headline. Number of income up 0.4%. There you go. You got incomes up
Based on
0.4%.
extras.
Oh no, well this is plus 0.4.
Let's not know that it's part of current events.
But if you need to look line
Does
up
have
to
anything.
like wages,
Even though she doesn't want to.
For him, I do.
well, number 19, real person income transfer to get the full picture. Wages
What?
go down
It's funny.
0.5% to up 0.3%.
I mean, you are too.
Well highlighted by this one.
He's on a different
Anyway,
level of
so
funny.
wages
Yeah, guess what?
wages have gone up slightly faster than prices. That's interesting. That's interesting. So
Post is short.
August PCE inflation, Fed's preferred inflation measure, rise at 2.7%.
No.
PCE inflation was 2.9%.
No.
PCE inflation is now at its highest.
Yes.
So that's so. But in line with expectations, which is good for the markets, I guess. I don't know. You understand this? Tell her. Explain it to him. All right. Now some really newsy stuff. Apparently, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War or Defense, however you say it. I've been hearing about this the last couple days that he has called all of his generals home for a big meeting. I'm not sure about that. So now, this is the Washington Post. Well, I got an idea. We're going to read the Washington Post article. Now, hopefully it's archived. Let's see. Okay. Pick all the bicycles. Oh, it didn't make me do it. So, our Secretary of War
How am I supposed to pay attention to
ordered
my
all
community?
the generals back to Washington for a big meeting. And this woman, Amy McGrath, probably makes a decent point telling the world that you were gathering all our high-ranking military officers to one single location is really not that smart from a security perspective. Well, did you tell them where they were going to meet? But yeah, sure, whatever. So here's what they did. Hegseth orders rare urgent meeting of hundreds of generals and admirals. They have a summit military officials from around the world for a gathering in Virginia. Even top generals and their staff don't know the reason for the meeting. So the speculation is that there's some big hoopla-doo about to go down. Here's the lead in the first
From
couple
now
of
on,
paragraphs.
every
Defense Secretary Pete
Wednesday
Hegseth has ordered military generals and admirals to gather on short notice and without stated reason a Marine Corps base
I
in a
gotta
Marine
be
Corps
able to
base
go
in Virginia
dressing
next
more
week. Sonic
often.
confusion and alarm after the Trump administration's firing of numerous senior leaders this year. The highly unusual directive was sent to virtually all of the military's top commanders worldwide, according to more than a dozen people familiar with the matter. Love those people familiar with the matter. It was issued earlier this week against the backdrop of potential government shutdown, and as Hank said, overtly political moves. This is the Washington Post editorializing. Tara Kopp and Dan Lamont and all the other fuckers who wrote this. Overtly political moves have deepened a sense of stress among his opponents who feared that he is erasing the Defense Department's status as a non-partisan institution. In a statement Thursday, Pentagon spokesman Sean confirmed that Hexit will be addressing senior military leaders early next week, but offered no additional details. Pentagon senior advisor, Defense Secretary, voiced no security concerns about the Washington Post reporting on the meeting scheduled for Tuesday in Quantico, Virginia. Yeah, it's funny. They're so worried about it being a problem, and why are they reporting on it where it's going to be? It's not clear whether President Donald Trump will attend the meeting or if Hexit had given the president advance notice of his plan. So he closed the Oval Office on Thursday afternoon.
I just can't believe that.
So, and then the rest of our was just speculation. Nomad Hexit
Maybe
is
it
just
does feel like
worrying
yesterday.
people. Actually, nothing more. Well, I hope that's what it is because, there's a lot of
I'm about to kick
political
your
folks
butt.
in a lot of those positions. A lot of people because they're blue,
Yeah, I
because
got
Joe
it.
Biden or whatever. And who knows? And it's funny because the liberals will tell you, well, that's what Donald
I just
Trump
said
did.
it.
Okay.
We're gonna have to go without it this
Shut
week.
the fuck up right now.
Well, yeah.
So, anyway, now another thing though is
So I
that
think my
Hexit
and
is
I can
trending
barely
on
hear
and
him.
actually
That's
is trending on its own is
not
Wounded Knee.
comprehending fast.
And apparently
Okay,
Hexit
hold
made
on.
an
Thank
announcement.
you for letting me know that, Tom. Now.
And well, here, let me play the announcement because this has got pissed off too. And I
Because I
kind of
turned my
understand
mic
why.
down.
But here's the announcement he made
How
about
is that? Is that any better?
Under the previous administration, a review panel convened to determine whether soldiers awarded the Medal of Honor for their actions at the Battle of Wounded Knee should keep their medal. Now, upon deliberation, that panel concluded that these brave soldiers should, in fact, rightfully keep their medals from actions in 1890. The report was concluded in October of 2024.
Now that's interesting
No,
because if you listen carefully to what he said, and these people are bitching about it.
Oh boy.
The panel that was put together by
He
the
said no, Jim.
Biden administration recommended they keep their medals, but there's a lot of people pissed off that Pete Hexit is announcing it. Here
Hold
we
on.
go. Let's listen to the rest.
Yet, despite this clear recommendation, former Secretary
Hey,
Austin, for whatever
Are you
reason, I
there?
think you know,
Oh, I didn't
being
know that.
politically correct than historically correct, chose not to make a final decision. Such careless inaction has allowed for their distinguished recognition to remain in
It's
limbo.
been really weird the last couple of days.
Under
Let
my
me
direction,
try
we're
something.
making it clear with expectation that the
Oh, wait.
soldiers who fought in the Battle of Wounded Knee in 1890
I'll be right back.
will keep their medals. And we're making it clear.
Here's the problem. I understand. They're all dead. So where are you going to take the medals from anyway? You're going to force their families to go find the medals and give them back? Who knows? So yeah, it almost seems like folly that they were going to, they're going to take their medals away.
That they deserve those medals. This decision is now final, and their place in our nation's history is no longer up for debate. We salute their memory, we honor their service, and we will never forget their gift.
Yeah, you can't. If you try to go and politically correctly, posthumously change history just because, look, you can have criticism of that particular battle and still not.
Avocado Ciale, are you still in our lives?
So it's kind of. They've adjusted career records if they still exist. Right. I mean, look, they're very old career records, and at this point, one way or another, I don't know that. unless you're just trying to be politically correct and make some people. So, maybe 11 people care about Legion. That has made it dangerous for decades. Just, you know what? They made a recommendation over a year ago. Lloyd Austin did not act on that recommendation. So, is it a big deal?
How about now? Is that better?
Digital ID is trending. Digital ID. Now, I thought this something about the deadline for getting real ID here in the United States.
Is that better?
But apparently it's not. Apparently, people in parts of Europe are also struggling with this. And apparently, this, I don't know if this is your
Okay.
just Great Britain. But anyway, someone here says all MPs have been sent an invitation to sign this joint letter to Starmer. Oh, this is just in Great Britain, outlining our profound opposition to the introduction of digital ID. Build cross-party resistance. Digital ID will not be introduced without an almighty fight in Parliament. So here's someone complaining about that, who says, "Dear Prime Minister, we are writing to register our profound and passionate opposition to your reported plans for a compulsory UK-wide digital identity scheme. This policy would represent an unprecedented level of state control over British citizens, a fundamental change to the relationship between the individual and the state. It's dangerous, intrusive, deeply un-British. It risks building the foundation of a surveillance state, one that will inevitably...
Yeah, louder but not Marty.
Over time.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what governments do. We urge you to abandon these plans immediately. At the very least, you must commit to bringing any proposal to the Parliament for full scrutiny
and free vote, and to fully consulting the public before attempting to impose such a drastic measure on a reluctant country. The British people do not want this, and the British people do not need this. Compulsory digital ID would mark a dangerous and permanent shift in the balance of power between government and the government. We will oppose it at every stage. And you're sincerely looking for signatures. Mike Savage says both UK and EU want digital ID. Both want total control of the people. One, quote, bad
And there's that echo.
gets you locked out of society.
Oh, is that like...
Is this
Is
like
this like
what
what
the Chinese, what do they call it, social credit system? Yeah, we don't want that shit. And for some reason, we have a form of it here in the
That
States
is very good.
called Real ID, although I don't know what it does, but I already have it. Because they say you need it to go on flights and shit like that.
Well, could they revoke your, like, it makes it easier to revoke your flying privileges? I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. But I'm kind of old enough to not care, but I don't think my kids should have to deal with it. Now here's 5 reasons to say no to digital ID. Loss of privacy. Every move, purchase, and interaction could be logged a month. Centralized control. Whoever runs the system ultimately has power over your daily life.
You're not even trying to
Huge
squirt.
databases are irresistible targets for hackers.
Yeah, he's
Guaranteed
old, man.
exclusion, no ID, no access. People will be locked out of work, healthcare, travel, or even shopping. Freedom erosion. Once digital ID becomes required, reversing it becomes impossible. That's the thing. Government rarely shrinks. Once it does something, it's extremely real. Extremely
It is
hard
huge
to go away. I'm shocked, by the way, for example, that we repealed prohibition. I'm shocked that we actually did that. I think that became such a problem. We finally did it.
So,
That's
We
extremely
need to turn the TV
occasion
up a little bit.
of getting something that government did just get
Monko.
small. Governments naturally grow. So, other things
Because I
trending.
have both up at
I gotta get to part of
100%.
Q&A. So, some FBI directors are trending. One, Christopher Wray, because people are saying Christopher Wray lied enough to Congress, and also James Comey getting indicted. Let's go to Gunfox's
He tried jumping.
article.
He got
Let's go
tangled
with
in my
James
hair.
Comey first, though. But before I do that, thank you, TC. Another 6 spot in the tip jar. And
Hopefully that is
who
better.
says, oh no.
Currently we hit the
How come you turn into an animal every week? Are you always, wait,
What are
were you
you
at school
doing?
yesterday? Hang on, let me scroll down here.
I cannot
Yesterday,
wait until I can get the soundboard
Where were you
working.
yesterday?
You're just lucky you have a,
Oh, here it is.
because otherwise you wouldn't be on my hair.
Where's TC's? Oh, that's okay. That was a sexy dress. Where's that other one where you said something about being some kind of animal? Oh yeah, boy, getting cotton stuffed in me can change me. I'm trying to figure you out, dude, but it's okay. I like it. It's funny as fuck. Anyway,
I know what I need to get.
TC says,
Wait until after payday.
oh, you're a squirrel in your hand. I got you. Since I am a squirrel with sagging nuts,
Oh dear Lord.
digital ID doesn't apply to me. The UK government can suck these nuts. Yes, exactly. Thank you for dropping that 6-5 attention. Greatly appreciate it. All right, the big news yesterday that has everyone, especially left, that they're saying, you're weaponizing the law. As if they didn't weaponize the law against Donald Trump. Former FBI Director James Comey has been indicted on 2 charges. It's a
Yay!
But it was by a federal grand jury, so it wasn't like Donald Trump did it. It was a federal grand jury. Hello, Cryptic. What's up? Lord Stanhope's in the house. What's up? Anyway, a federal grand jury told the U.S. state of in the U.S. state of Virginia. This is, by the way, this is a this article comes from BBC. Oh yeah. Oh wait, not that. See, sorry, I'll take it back. A federal grand jury in the U.S. state of
What the fuck
Virginia
is wrong with him?
has formally charged former FBI Director James Comey with 2 offenses related to testimony he gave to Congress. Mr. Comey, who has a long-drawn U.S. President Donald Trump's criticism, is accused of lying to a Senate committee in 2020 about whether he authorized a leak of classified information to the media. The indictment comes days after Trump called on the country's top law enforcement officials to more aggressively investigate his political adversaries, including Mr. Comey. So, what happened to no? Wait, here. No one is above the law. That's not good. Where's the good one? Hang on. Let's try this one. No one is above the law. That's better. Okay. Mr. Comey, the indictment comes days after Trump called the country's top law enforcement official to more aggressively investigate his political adversaries, including Mr. Comey. Comey, the ones that were investigating him, excuse me, responding to the indictment. Now, it's interesting that the first quote in this article comes from the person responding to the indictment and not the indictment itself. Responding to the indictment, Mr. Comey declared himself innocent and said he had great confidence in the federal judicial system. What's interesting, this case has been appointed to an Obama lawyer, very partisan Obama lawyer, so that'll be interesting.
In other words, he's gonna watch.
An indictment of the U.S. justice system is a formal accusation issued by a grand jury after they review evidence to determine if a case should proceed. Mr. Comey may have his first court appearance on Friday, but his arraignment, where charges are formally read out in front of the defendant in court, has been set for the 9th of October in Alexandria, Virginia. The BBC U.S. partner CBS reports. The probe being led by Lindsay Halligan, a U.S. attorney for the Eastern
I'm gonna
Virginia,
ask him.
who was previously Mr. Trump's personal lawyer. Took over her new role on Monday. Attorney General Pam Bondi urged by Trump this weekend to pursue Comey, said in a statement that the indictment reflects this Department of Justice commitment to holding those who abuse positions of power accountable for misleading the American people. So they have here, the 2-page indictment is short on detail, but it says Mr. Comey has been charged with 1 count of making false statements and another of obstruction of justice. Both counts relate to Mr. Comey's appearance at the Senate Judiciary Committee in September of 2020, when he was questioned about the FBI's handling of two explosive investigations, one on pro-Trump election interference by Russia, and another on Hillary Clinton's use of a private servant. The 5-year statute of limitation for charges based on
Okay,
that
why
hearing
does that
would
feel
have
warmer
expired
than it
this week.
should be?
The first count relates to Mr. Comey
Do
telling
you
the
wanna
committee he
grab
had
him?
not authorized someone else at the FBI to be an anonymous source in news reports
Something
about
feels
an FBI
warmer than it
investigation
should be.
into what the indictment describes as person one, believed to be
No,
Hillary
he's
Clinton.
just taking him.
The second account alleges that Mr. Comey did corruptly
He said,
endeavor
"No,
to
I wanna
influence
style
and
her
obstruct
hair."
the committee by making false statements too. Jury rejected a third count of making false statements.
Is that better?
Comey lied his ass off. Anyway, if found guilty, Mr. Comey could face up to 5 years in prison. He said in a
How
video
is he
statement, "My
sucking the
family and
heat
I
at?
have known for years that there are costs of standing up to Donald Trump.
Because
We
they
will not
probably
live on
have
our
to wax
knees,
and stuff.
and you shouldn't either." He continued, adding, here's Comey.
You've also said
Oh.
that if President Obama
That's why he feels
That's-
warmer,
it-
because
that's-
he's pulling the heat and makes him look that.
I'm not sure why they added this fluff in the middle. I'll back and play. I'll come back. So anyway,
Okay.
that's the big
I-
news. Comey is trending, of course. And so we're gonna just go down and see what a few people say about this. Starting with Lives Ticks like, "Hey Comey, no one is above the law." There's all these people saying no one is above the law. Democrats now, so Comey broke the law. It was 5 years ago, but every day, the last 5 years, they talk about January 6th. True. Chef Andrew Gruel, who I've met, by the way. Chef Andrew Gruel actually made me a chef salad. The media acting like Comey indictment is unprecedented and norm-shattering is more ridiculous than the Tylenol symptoms. No awareness at all. I hope Republicans finally realize there's no reason in those brains. Yeah. So if you're going to argue Comey didn't lie, I'm all ears. If you're arguing that, sure, Comey lied under oath, but he shouldn't face consequences and punishing him as fascism, have a seat. Let's talk about it. So, and this is the brave U.S. attorney who brought the Comey indictments forward. And this would be Lindsay Halligan. I've never seen her before. She's behind the sunglasses. Who knows if she has googly eyes, but who knows? So anyway, here's another one. Here. James Comey telling Congress in September 2020 that the Steele dossier wasn't used in the 2016 intelligence community assessment on the Russian hoax. On the right, Tulsi Gabbard's release from July showing the Steele dossier was directly cited and that Obama intel officials overruled senior intel officials who told them it was garbage. So here's Comey. Here's one of Comey's lies.
Not been verified.
I don't know whether it was Brennan. I remember being told that the group's view was it was significant enough and consistent enough with other intelligence that it ought to be included, but it wasn't sufficiently corroborated to be in the body of the intelligence community assessment. So they put a brief summary of it in an evidence.
Not been verified.
Okay, apparently that's a lie. Okay. But yeah, if they want to talk about weaponized government, all the people around Trump were indicted for various things that some of them were, like Peter Navarro. They threw him in jail because he wouldn't testify in front of a big committee. Same with, or not Navarro, Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon went to jail because he refused to testify to the committee, the J6 committee, which wasn't even a legal committee. Now here it is. Such a shame if this declassified email showing Obama and Comey agreeing to hide the Russian hoax from Trump's NSA went viral. So what are they showing here? Down here, Director Comey affirmed that he's proceeding by the book as it relates to law enforcement. From a national security perspective, Comey said he does have some concerns that incoming NSA Flynn is speaking frequently with Russian Ambassador Kislyak. Comey said that could be an issue as it relates to sharing sensitive information. President Obama asked if Comey was saying that the NSC should not pass sensitive information related to Russia to Flynn. Comey replied, potentially. I wasn't listening to myself as I read it. But anyway, you can run up and down this thread. It'll be interesting because, again, I believe this was assigned to a judge that is very Democrat friendly. We'll see what happens there. Also, though, people are saying that Christopher Wray might be next. Apparently, there's been a new disclosure that on January 6th, you remember when Christopher Wray said there might have been 20 or so assets from the FBI crowd? Well,
274.
Now, I don't know how this has been confirmed, so I'm telling you right now, I'm taking this with a grain of salt, making sure, but it's being reported by a couple different outlets that the FBI apparently had 274 plainclothes agents embedded in the January 6th crowds. 274. Now, I got, if that's true, I mean, even if it was true, there was only a few. Why did federal agents and also the Metropolitan Police, because you know that when the guys were up there trying to break the windows, trying to get into the doors, the Metropolitan Police just stood back and did nothing. In fact, there was a famous video of one guy screaming at them with MAGA gear on, saying, "What are you doing? Why don't you stop these people?" And remember, the person who was instrumental in breaking that window, his name was John Sullivan. He's that little not wanting to claim he's Antifa, but showed up at Antifa rallies in Seattle. He's the one who actually was the one breaking the window, and then also he pretended to be like he was a journalist and didn't get arrested at first, but then they arrested him later. But there's also a video of him saying, "We did it! We did it!" He was dressed like him because he was dressed in MAGA-style clothing, supposedly. There's video. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the FBI secretly deployed 274 plainclothes agents into the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot crowd. The fact hidden for over 4.5 years until current Director Cash Patel's team turned over a 50-page after-action report to Congress. Oh my goodness. I'm putting a link to that. This is from Justin. This is it. The after-action report. This is the whole thing. Okay. Agents lack proper safety gear and clear identification, risking misidentification by other law enforcement. One agent wrote, "I wish you all would pay more attention to our safety than what type of mask we wear." Rank and file agents slammed the Bureau's leadership, claiming political bias infected operations under Jim Comey and Chris Wray. "Our response to the Capitol riot reeks of political bias," one agent stated. Another wrote, "We have been used as pawns in a political war." Agents criticized the FBI's aggressive pursuit of January 6 cases compared to minimal action against 2020 Black Lives Matter rioters, with one noting, quote, "I do not recall a single instance where the FBI made any attempt to put resources behind the summer riots of 2020. The report reveals internal frustration over the Washington field office's hopelessly broken culture, prioritizing wokeness over crime fighting. One agent urged, quote, "The FBI should make clear to its personnel and to the public that it ultimately still takes its mission and priorities seriously." House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan and Subcommittee Chair Barry Loudermilk demand answers on why courts and defendants were not informed of the agent's presence, raising concerns about prosecutorial fairness. What? Talk about bomb. I need a bomb set for that. So there's more in that. I'm putting the link to this PDF of this after-action report. I want to go through this now. Oh, there's some things highlighted in red here. What is this? Where's the size thing? Let's see.
80. I doubt it.
The actions of January 6, 2021 were absolutely
Mom,
despicable and unacceptable.
how old was I when I had my
What is
baby
even more
boyfriend?
unacceptable was the hypocrisy displayed by the FBI and its leadership in their attempt to go after those involved in the Capitol riots, while we as agents watched the city split across America during the summer of 2020. That's a comment by one of the agents.
No. 5, 6 months.
Here's another one. We were once an apolitical organization, but I no longer see us as such looking from the ground up. We have been used as pawns in a political war, and FBI leadership fell into the trap and has allowed this to happen. We were supposed to call balls and strikes regardless of political pressure. Now we can't even be trusted to be in the field. These are some agents who probably got unceremoniously dumped. Let's see if there's any others down here. Here's one. As in June, agents were again deployed onto the streets, specifically around the Capitol, and simply told to stand behind MPD, no other direction. When asked specifically what they were supposed to do or who to check in with, they were told simply that management said to go there, and there was no answer. FBI agents do not have training for nor equipment for riot control. MPD, that's the Metropolitan Police Department, looks at the agents as a liability standing behind them with no equipment and no cops. At one point, MPD told them to put their gas masks on, which of course they did not have. Management cannot keep sending agents into harm's way simply as a show of force. Here's another one. The initial response of having us again respond to a riot by standing in line did not seem appropriate because we do not have the gear, equipment, or training for riot control. So there's a lot of things highlighted along here. Again, it's in the links. You'll have to maximize it by about 200% to be able to read it. But I need to go through that. I haven't seen it yet. That's pretty big news. And apparently, as Christopher Wray lied under oath. He had 275 plainclothes agents in the crowd on January 6th. 270. That's significant. That is significant. And that's why he's trending. Also, Ray Epps is trending because now, if they lied about who was in the crowd, and we know Ray Epps was in the crowd, was he one of those assets of any type? Now they're saying I wasn't an agent, but were you an asset? And also the fact that he got that super, like, totally light sentence, and the judge was making excuses for him. What is that? What is that? What the fuck is that? Just saying. All right, real quick. Thank you. Reaction.
No, his mom did not push him down the stairs.
Feel the news.
That's
No.
what you told me for multiple years.
No,
Yes.
that is not. No, that is not.
Yes, it
Save
is.
that for the end of
That is what you told me.
No, I have never said that.
Yeah, you did. Even ask yonder.
Yeah, I will.
Go ask right now.
the hell?
Yo, come here.
Let's see if I can kind of...
Come here.
Reaction Puerto Rico. Put it in the regular chat. Put it in the regular chat. But right now, before we get to that, thank you for the 5 spot in the tip jar. Ladies and gentlemen,
You told me that.
No, I never said that.
on Friday is the same time that we do
Yonder.
Friday. Q. Yes, it's the time for the wonderful moment of the time, whatever the year. Known as Friday Q&A. Thank you, Reaction Puerto Rico. I commented about it. Oh, sweet. Okay, we'll do that. It is time for Friday Q&A, where you can ask me anything, and I mean anything. I'll do my best to answer it, and if I can't answer it,
No.
I'll just bullshit my
Oh,
way
she
through it.
just said yeah.
So, here we go. First question today. Thank you, Amcon Diabli,
No,
for
I never said
putting the
that.
spacers in. We appreciate you doing that every week.
Oh,
It's that little bar gets in the way of the first question, but you
You.
don't. So, a couple spacers always makes it easy.
Probably
First question
trying to go
comes
back to
from our
sleep.
young friend Midnight, who asked, what is your favorite day of the week? That's a very good question, Midnight. I don't know if I've ever thought of an answer to that question. I do enjoy my weekend, so maybe perhaps Saturday morning. Saturdays are great. Or Friday because of anticipation of the weekend.
I said I wanted to push it down
but,
Thursday.
You know, usually my favorite day of the week is any day that I sell one of my pieces of furniture. I do some furniture refinishing on the side just for a hobby, and then I sell them because I don't have enough room for all the furniture I refinish. But no, I guess probably Saturdays. I love my Saturdays. Lady Boomer and I usually, or not usually, but often take day trips or go do something every Saturday where we just hang out, go somewhere different every week. We'd be at a small town somewhere. So, for example, last week we went to,
No.
we drove down to Hastings, Minnesota, which is about 25 minutes from where we live. And we went to the American Legion. And
talking to you.
I know.
we went had they have
Can I get in
their
time to
breakfast
respond?
is really cheap. I think I talked about this last week.
You literally just told me, so I was about to
They
say
have really
and
cheap
start
breakfast
typing.
Saturday and Sunday. Like most of the menu items are between $8 and $11. And that, I mean, we're talking Denver omelets, eggs Benedicts, everything's between $8 and $11. It's unheard of right now. You know, every place you're looking at $15, $20 for an entree. Their entrees are like under $12, all of them. So, and they have a patio. Their location is right on the Minnesota River, Mississippi. I think it's Minnesota. Anyway, it's on this big river. There's this really cool bridge, and you're sitting on the patio. And you just have this beautiful view, bullets driving up and down the river and whatnot. And a bonus last week, we go down there for breakfast just because sometimes we like to go down there and it's close. We got there and there was a classic car show, like hot rods and classic cars and antiques and stuff in the middle of downtown. So you walk one block from the place you're eating and all these cars are all over the place. We're down there looking at classic cars and stuff. It was great. And that was just that's why Saturday's my favorite thing. We just find things to do and we go do them. Afghans Dally asks, have you seen Candace Owens' latest crackpot theory that Israel got Macron to sue her months ago to prevent her from exposing how the Jews killed Kirk? Or how Ben Shapiro was part of it to get...
Just wait till he reads off the question.
You know,
you're probably going to laugh.
How do I put this? Me never being a real fan of Candace Owens, like even less of a fan of Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, although once in a while she says something that's correct. That bitch is losing her fucking. And boy, she's like she's trying to out Alex Jones, but at least Alex Jones is right sometimes. I don't know. There's so many. I've seen so many crackpot theories about Charlie Kirk and about now this new thing and wherever. And I don't know. This Midnight says Candace Owens is right. I don't know. But it just sounds loony. But also, but on that note too, there's a lot of questions about some of the things that happen. So it's like I'm let somebody. I'm going to let it all play out. See what might be true. It could be just what it was, but I'll tell you one thing that's not the truth. The text messages they put out. Some loony bullshit. Okay. So those are not text messages. It would be two 20-somethings in any planet in this year of our Lord 2024. All right, Abcon Diablo asks, how furiously do you think Don Imus is turning over his grave now that some of the same people who wanted his head for nappy-headed hoes are defending Kimmel? Yeah. Don Imus's leftover bone of foot is probably wanting to be in someone's ass right now. So yeah, he's probably not happy. Abcon Diablo asks, why is it despite being right-handed and my left hand being all mangled and fucked up to this day, I can still only snap fingers on my left hand? I don't know. I'm just shit. I don't know. Your brain says just isn't helping you out. It's psychological, not physiological. Midnight. If you could smack Avocados Diablo with anything, what would it be? Probably a grouper. Big old grouper. Ooh. Wait, aren't groupers like giant fish? I shouldn't hit with a grouper. That would hurt. I know what I would smack Avocados Diablo with. You know those giant sponge #1 hands? I'd hit it with that because I don't want to hurt Avocados Diablo. I like Avocados Diablo, so I don't want to hurt it. I'll just stick with it. Wait, Peanut confirmed for Grapefruit. No! What are you talking about? Stop! No, not even. kids.
Sorry, I'm going to jail with
Just
it.
listen to what you-
I had to ask.
I've been listening to everything. And some of them have some
Oh, I'm crying now.
points and video evidence and whatnot.
Oh, close your eyes.
If you could teach Midnight's class specifically, besides current events, what would it be and why? Didn't we already have this conversation? We had this conversation a week ago, I think, or maybe 2 weeks ago. And I said the class that I would like to
Look
teach
at what
would be,
Numble Nation said.
what was it? I can't remember. Yes, we did. We did talk about this last week.
Oh, I'm crying and now my eyeliner's messed up.
Shit.
Frick.
The financial stuff. Financial literacy. Financial literacy. What I would teach. I would teach about credit. Teach about how to use credit. How to buy real estate. How to do because it's related to what I used to do for a living. I would teach financial literacy. All about credit cards, how they work, how interest compounds, the whole thing. That's what I would teach. Midnight asks, if you could rewind time, what would you do? You know, I would probably go back to high school, all the way back. Even though I love my life now, I love my wife and kids, but that if I could guarantee that I would meet my wife again, I'd go back. I'd probably change my major to computer science. I would stay in computer science, and then I mean, there's all kinds of fork in the road decisions you make during your life. I probably wouldn't have stopped playing sports either because I was actually very good at sports.
Okay.
And I probably could have gone to school for a lot cheaper than I did, and I wouldn't have had to spend all that time paying off student loans when I did. But otherwise, I love my life now, so I would want some of it to be exactly the same, particularly my spouse and my kids. Midnight ask if you could teleport, where would you go and why? Well, I'd go just about everywhere. I'd go back to Malaga, Spain, just because I enjoyed it so much. But there's a lot of places in the world that I'd like to see. So I'd be if I could teleport. Would I be all over the place? Just lots of cool places. Avocado Ciali asks if you were pulled over and the cops found that. I probably shouldn't have read ahead, but I'm going to say it because you asked it. If you were pulled over by the cops and they found that severed foot we all know you keep in the glove box, what excuse would you give them for having it? Science? Duh. Jay Blizzard, JB asks, would you ride in a fighter jet as a passenger while the pilot did some sweet tricks? Oh, I would love to do that. I'm like roller coaster thrill ride. You know, I would bungee jump into the Grand Canyon. I like that kind of shit. I love adrenaline rush stuff. So I think that would be the coolest freaking thing ever. So yes, I absolutely would. Avocado Diablo asks if you were given unlimited wishes, but for every wish you had to endure 24 hours of explosive diarrhea, would you use them? You cannot wish it away, and it stacks. So 2 wishes at once would be 48 hours. Yeah, I would. Let's put it this way. I would use them very judiciously. Because I've gone through a similar hell, not quite 24 hours, but yeah, I've done that. And it would suck. So you'd have to be very, very judicious with your wishes. Okay, Jay Blizzard asks, JB says, what is your favorite breakfast cereal? And would you still eat it if you found the box was full of ants? Well, the answer to the second question is no. And the answer to the first question, I don't eat breakfast cereal anymore. But I really love me some Reese's Puffs. I just
He's like that.
They're terrible for you. They're just nothing but sugar and chemicals. But my God, I love me some Reese's Puffs. So there. Abkhazali asks, what is the best way to explain why you are hiding under a stranger's bathroom sink? um, a stranger's bathroom sink. What would be the best explanation for why you were hiding under a stranger's bathroom sink?
I'm hiding from the cops. Go away.
Don't tell my wife.
He said, shh, don't tell my wife.
They probably just walk away and go. Okay, where are we at here?
Let's see this
I
question.
gotta see how they ask. If you could take the head off of any one person and put it on the body of another person, who would you pick? That's just. Oh my God, you asked some good questions. Am I going for laughs or something else more serious? Because, Rosie O'Donnell on the head of Donald Trump would be kind of funny, right? Okay, that's the only thing I could think of. So, like the boy asked, what's the best Adam Sandler movie in your honest opinion? Oh my gosh. I look.
Happy Gilmore.
We're a big, our family are big fans of Happy Gilmore, and I mean there's a lot of good ones and there's a lot of really bad ones, but they're so bad that they're good. But I'm a big fan of Happy Gilmore. Just some of the gags that are cracked up every time I watch it. So there you go. I'm sure And by the way, in the chat, you can name your favorite Adam Sandler movie too. Please do. Lord Sandler asks, what would you? Okay, check that. Oh, Lord Sandler, why would you or any streamer with an opinion different than a bowl of warm milk would say who they worked for? Follow the Medicare method.
I work for myself. I wouldn't.
Because I don't care. I don't care if people know who I work for. I mean, look, the company that I work for,
I just asked a few questions in a row.
and the location I work at don't give a shit what I do. And look, if people are gonna find me, they're gonna find me. I don't give a shit. And look, if someone tries to get me fired at UPS, I know that ain't happening. There's just nothing I could say some fucked up shit, and they wouldn't care. Just because. Plus it's union. It's hard to get someone fired at a union show. Let's see. Lord Sando asks, how do you have a dialogue with the body of man that openly wishes you and your love's death for not following a lifestyle of practices that might kill them? How do you have a dialogue with the body of man that openly wishes you and your love's death for not following a lifestyle of practice that might kill them? I don't know what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean. Waterboy. Oh, someone likes the Waterboy too. French Toast Crunch. Oh, that's a good cereal too. Wait, of a body of a man. What does that mean?
You might want to change it to all messages.
That openly wishes for you and your love. Yeah. For not following the lifestyle practice that might kill them. Well, one, if I'm listening, if I'm getting this question right, because you care about people's lives, I don't know. If they're following a lifestyle of practice that might kill them, and even though they hate you so much, you want to have a dialogue for them not to cause their early demise. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of kind of faith, and I don't mean religious faith, but just faith in humanity that you can get through to them, and even when you have no reason to have faith in humanity, which I'm beginning to lose all of that right now. but just because you are that person who has that faith in humanity. Select Boy asks, if you were to spy for your adversaries, if you were a spy for your adversaries, how good of a job would you think you'd do?
I wouldn't be a spy. It's dishonest work.
I have no idea. To spy for my adversaries, I don't think why would I spy for my adversaries? I suppose if they're paid real good, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Lord Stanham asks, call me a bitch all you want. Will you understand likes have to be earned? As a boomer, you should appreciate that. I'm not calling you a bitch. That's what you believe, that's what you believe. I'm good. You're here every day. You gotta like me at some point. I don't know. So yeah, there you go. But I'm not gonna call you a bitch. You're a loyal fan who comes here all the time and says cool shit on the internet. I've got to see Diablo asks, can you, using only your hands and using no words, give an accurate description of the brief that's compromised? There. That's all I got. Lord Sanabash, you can choose only one. When you choose it, it will be removed from existence. If you wish, but you can choose only one, would it be evil or stupid? Oh, I'd get rid of evil. Stupid, you can work around stupid, but evil sucks. Lord Santa asks, how are there 800 generals in the army? Do we have that troop? Or I think you meant, do we have that many troops? Do we really have that many corps, divisions, and brigades? I think it's not just in the army. It's all the generals, all generals and admirals. But still, that's a lot. That's a lot for a general. Well, here's the thing. I don't think it's just commanding generals, is it? Because there's there are different levels of generals. That's a lot, but that is a lot. But if you think of it, let's say you have 1.5 million people in the military. I don't know these. Siri, how many people in the United States military is combined? Siri, how many people in the United States military combined? So about 1.4 million people in the military combined. 800 generals. Siri, what is 1.4 million divided by 800? That's a lot of generals. One general for every 750 military members? That seems weird. I mean, I can see if there are that many captains, maybe? Generals? I don't know. There's a lot of generals of stuff that doesn't mean anything to me. Anyway. All right, where are we at? Lord Adcasiabias, did you think you were going to get off this week? That I forgot. Well, shift thumbnail. No.
I told my husband about that.
Adcasiabias, if you were to be hit on the head hard enough that you suddenly started speaking another language,
without my hair,
language, which would you like it to be? Well, I live in the United States, so Spanish would be the safest one, I guess. Although, it'd be kind of cool to be able to speak Mandarin. I don't know why. Okay, Avocado Diablias, do you think assholes work like fingerprints and that no two people have one that is the same? Oh, I think that's a fact, isn't it? It's like all kinds of different markings on your body. Yes, if you had an ass print, you could probably figure out what person
Oh
the
my
planet
gosh.
is if they had an ass print database. Excuse me,
I was trying to hold back my laughter while sneezing at the same time.
That'd be a little more difficult, but the asshole print database, Yeah, they could probably figure it out if they had an asshole print database. Advocates Diabli asks, following up on that last question, do you think that there are people out there who can identify people by just seeing their asshole? Wait, never mind. I am sure there are. I don't want to know. Larciano asks, what is the stupidest thing you spent money on?
For me, it's probably
Easy. A pet rock. I bought a pet rock when I was a little kid. A pet rock. They put a rock in a box and called it a pet rock, and you could buy it. It had some instructions and everything. That was the dumbest thing I've ever bought. Not only because it was dumber than a box of rocks, because it was a rock, but also because that was just one of those genius things that someone came up with that was a fad long enough for him to make a shit ton of money and take money from people. So there you go. That was pretty stupid. All right.
Avocado Diablo. I got mine for free.
Avocado Diablo asks, is there a name for the irrational fear that a miniature hippopotamus may be living in your mailbox and attack you when you check the mail? Yes, it's what's that called again? It's hypo something jaw fucking disorder. Oh, that's it. That's exactly. It's hypo fucking jaw something disorder, which yeah, it's the fear of the mini hippopotamus. Okay. Ms. Wildwolf asks, if you could buy an island anywhere in the world, where it would be? Where? Buy an island? Buy an island? Oh, microhippophobia. Oh, that's a much better answer, Lord Stiano. I never thought of that. Microhippophobia. That's awesome. That's very good.
Some noble nation do not get mad
if
at
you could
me.
buy an island anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Find something. There. Question asked. Okay, Lord Stanhope then.
See, now, this most people would say somewhere tropical or some shit like that, right? But I would want access to service and stuff. So, I think, oh, sure, Florida Keys, no, they're hurricanes and shit. I wouldn't mind having an island, like, on the south end of Lake Superior, or, Lake Michigan, whatever, like, like in the Apostle Islands, or near Bayfield, Wisconsin, or something like that, or near, or Door County, Wisconsin, whatever. As long as I would have access to the mainland, so I could go, go to the grocery store and shit. Because I love the South Shore of Lake Superior, especially. It's just a cool place. So maybe that. Where are we at? Midnight asks, do not read out loud. Monday, maybe not, but maybe on Free For All Friday. I'm not seeing the question, but I'm reading it out loud. We'll get there. Ms. Wildwolf, what was your favorite class in school? Jazz band.
Awesome. My favorite class. Do you really want to know what I asked him?
Now, if you're meaning like an actual class, I liked my math classes. I really did.
Math was my favorite.
Because I enjoyed, especially
math and music.
My favorite class of all time in school was my 9th grade Algebra 2 class. Algebra 2? Yeah, the second year of the algebra class. The first year in 8th, 7th grade, and then the second year in 9th grade. And in my second,
alone, please.
In that algebra class,
Hi. She's been in
our
here
teacher had a
since 6
rule.
o'clock this morning.
Our teacher had a rule that you cannot talk in class. You cannot talk class. You cannot talk in class, but she didn't care if you passed notes the whole class, as long as you didn't talk. And she still expects you to do well with the assignments done in class. So for an entire semester of that class, me, the kid in front of me, the girl across, the girl over there, we had a notebook, and we just passed it back and forth and wrote notes and had conversations all class for the entire semester. None of us ever listened to the teacher whatsoever.
That's
But all of us aced the class because when we would just learn the lessons from the book. We do our homework, and if you do your homework, you can learn it. And if you weren't sure, you look at the book and you can figure out how to do it. So that whole year, we never listened to the teacher the entire year in class. We just passed this note around. She knew we were doing it too, and we had a long conversation. And at the end of the year, we gave her the notebook because all of us got an A in the class. So that was my favorite class of all time. Oh my God, I'm out of time, and I got a lot of questions. So this is definitely lightning round. Holy shit, I'm missing. I had a whole bunch here. Oh my God, you guys went crazy. Okay, this is lightning round. Laura, stand up. Are frozen hot dogs for dinner truly a sign of imminent divorce? No, but close. Avocado Stabby, how many cocktail wieners can you eat in a single setting? 41. Midnight asks, if you had $1 million, would you still do your lives? Yes. Yes, I would. I would probably stop doing everything else. Avocado Stabby, do they make tiny little hot dog buns for cocktail wieners? I've never seen them, although I'm sure I almost said midget, some short person probably has done that. Why do I seem to have cocktail wieners on my mind?
AD, one, don't you have something weird on your mind? Are you projecting?
No.
Lord Santa, what's the difference between meatloaf Salisbury? What's the difference between meatloaf Salisbury steak and hamburger steak? I've never heard of meatloaf Salisbury steak. I've heard of Salisbury steak, and I've heard of hamburger steak. And I think they're the same thing, unless there's some kind of seasoning difference, but I'm not 100% sure. Ms. Wildwolf, if I made you a custom designed cup that has your logo and Midnight's Class logo, would you buy it? It's Midnight's Class logo. Oh, like because she's homeschooled? Yeah, maybe. We'll talk about that. Avocado Seattle asks, what do you think the meaning behind a dream where Terry Hatcher's disembodies head chases you around screaming, I want my $2 at you while chain smoking Virginia Slims? I'm confused. How does she smoke Virginia Slims in her disembodied head? But it doesn't mean anything good. I guarantee you that. Probably something having to do with Superman. What was it when the dude from UCLA was the Man of Steel on TV? It had something to do with watching that too much, though. I don't know. Lord Stand Up, where am I? You're right there. Duh. Avocado Stabby, if you're going to start a no-wave band, along with someone with Down syndrome and a pair of Siamese twins, what would you name the band? And what would be your debut album title? God, you have some dumb questions. I was going to say Fart Knocker's Ball. I don't know. Something like that. Avocado Stabby, why do we say pair of twins anyway? Shouldn't the pair go without saying when it's twins? Well, yeah, except no, because if they're together, they're a pair of twins. But if they're not together, they're twins who are not a pair because they're not both there. Does that make sense? It's close enough. Lord Stanhope, how do I get out of here? Doors. Lord Stanhope, do you know that Method, Raekwon, and Ghostface Killah all said Comey was their homie? Does this change your opinion of Wu-Tang? They don't know any better. They don't know any better. Avocado Stabby, if Gore Vidal and Kurt Vonnegut Jr. were to mud wrestle, who do you think would win? I'd go with Gore Vidal. Avocado Stabby, have I asked enough questions for Midnight to owe me $2 yet? I'm going to bring up the show.
They know.
Lord Sano, how come no one ever talks of the effects of tariffs on foreign businesses and not just our own? Because they're trying to dunk on Trump. Look, the people who don't want tariffs are the same people who want to raise corporate taxes, and both have the same effect on inflation, if you ask me, because they're both cost of business. So tariffs are a cost of business that we pay for buying foreign shit. Corporate taxes are a cost of business that we pay for buying any shit that is an American made. So pick your poison. I'd say get rid of them all, and well, whatever. Ms. Wildwood asks, what is your favor? What is your a favor that you asked your family for that was hard for you to ask, and why? I had to borrow money once. I ended up paying it back, but I hated asking to borrow money from family.
Save money.
Trouble one time. Avocados, or son of Malaysia says, did Avocados Dialli ask a sufficient number of questions, or should he double his efforts? Well, I'm not. Oh god, I have to stop. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I have to leave. I can't do this anymore. I didn't realize what the fuck? You guys went nuts today. I should keep up with this. Here, I can't even copy this, can I? Can I copy it? Oh, I can. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy and paste all these questions that I haven't got to yet, and then we're gonna save them for later. Holy shit, you guys asked a lot of questions. Okay, so here we go. We're starting Avocados Dialli. That's where I left off. Maybe I'll even do a stream this afternoon. Jesus, F and L, motherfuckers. All right, so here we got to put Friday Q&A leftovers and do a separate stream for this. New document and paste. Oh no, paste. There we go. Okay, we got it. They're all here. All right, I'm saving these questions and putting them in the Friday Q&A leftover file. Yes. Shit. Because I'm already late to where I'm supposed to be, and I didn't realize that. So, guys, I gotta go. Sorry. No more questions. I'll do a stream later, and we'll fix that. But thanks for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. I'm gonna close these so you don't have to see them. And that's it. I'll put the links in the chat, and we're getting out of here. As soon as leave the site. 1 second. Yes, leave the site. I hope that's saved. Yeah, that's pretty prolific with questions. Actually, I'm impressed, guys. I'm completely impressed. I might have to do only Q&As on Friday if you keep doing that shit. So thank you so much for everyone who submitted questions. And honestly, there are no stupid questions. I just think it's funny to say that. So I appreciate every one of you who do that. And y'all have a great weekend. You might see me this afternoon, or maybe even while we're driving, we can do the Friday Q&A. Oh, wouldn't that be? Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll live stream while we're driving. And come on, pop up here. There we go. And then we'll have the Friday Q&A on the road. We'll see what happens. Anyway, here are the links. As they pop up, there we go. Links, and they'll be in the description. I gotta go. Thank you. My name is P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Sorry for the abrupt ending, but that's how it's gotta be. Dog Night. And thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Night channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and
Let's see if you guys are not.
See? I might have to resend it. Oh, come on, quick, camera. Dang it. Oh yeah! He's awesome!
Oh, he actually did it.
That's what I said!
Thank you, Marty. Alright, guys, go.
I think we asked him one too many questions.
Oh, bye. Okay. So, we need to get back in class. This morning, we're going to be watching.
These are all of his videos. And more.
You gotta go to the start. Okay. Yeah, Samnam only does it on his PC.
Gotcha.
Thank you guys for
Diablo, you could stay in here and still listen, mister.
I think he said, "Run."
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I mean, I wouldn't blame him.
I would. I would be mad at him. Seriously.
Who would want to be in here for me? They're here for you.
Oh, bullshit. I'm gonna get you. So.
Yeah, what
And 80, thank you for the sub. It is great. Okay, so
Yes,
now. Now that I did that, okay, I can go like this. No, I don't want to do the widget.
And we have 4 likes. That's awesome.
Thank you. Go to dashboard.
Oh yeah, wanna know how I woke up this morning?
How did you?
I felt a liquid running down my face over here to this side. I went to feel it. My nose is running blood.
Your nose is bleeding.
Yes, like by far bleeding. And a little bit ended up getting into my ear, so I scrubbed my entire face. Ended up scrubbing out my ear.
Ew. Okay. So now that we do not have.
No.
Mac Minion.
Me.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm actually a short ice now.
Yeah. Sit up straight, young lady. Thank you. I don't care. Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick break. Mwah. Hi, baby. After I post this in here, and then I'm going to start with her second class. But when nature calls, it's a bitch. It freaking calls.
And there's no way to stop it either.
Alright, so I'm gonna do this here quick. I will be right back. So y'all keep an eye on her. Make sure she doesn't get in any trouble or do anything she's not supposed to.
Excuse you.
Okay, come on, little miss. Cool.
People. It's just like so chill. I can like, oh, not to the side. You're good. Okay, hold on to my finger. Yeah, hold on to my finger. There. He does not care when I hold him like this. As long as he's holding on to my finger. Yeah. Sadly. I might actually play my marketing game. There. Screw it. I'm just gonna do my marketing game. It better have saved or I'm going to cry. I gotta find it first. Because on YouTube they have games on there now. So I've been playing a marketing game on my mom's tablet. She don't really care because technically it's learning and stuff. So yeah. Now you can relax, mister. Oh, I really hope it saved all my progress. I got quite far on it. Yeah, saved all of it. Let's go. It glitched. I need to see how much money I have. Thank you. Gross. Hey, flip away. I'm trying to get this done. It feels like something's in my ear, but there's nothing in my ear. And how I know that is because I washed out my ears this morning. Playing the marketing game that I was playing earlier. The one that I told you about. I already said that. Oh, hey, when you're up there, could you possibly grab the stuff for breakfast? If possible. I know, I don't eat on the live and all that, blah, blah, blah. My stomach has been grumbling all morning, nonstop. I need breakfast. I can't make those pancakes, because those I'm making for dinner. I am halfway to $1,000 right now. Honestly, I've done pretty good with this game. It's fun and easy to do. It's the only thing that I really have fun with for games. Besides the math game that Mom got, the board game, that one's really fun. Honestly, mainly because I constantly womp her butt in it. And it's fun to womp her butt in the game, obviously. I need to get more workers. There quick. Oh, frick. One just came over. Okay, my weekly. Bro, I'm feeding my chickies. I need my chicks. chickens to eat to be able to get the eggs, because then I can get the customers what they need. Don't worry, I'm not doing anything bad. I'll even show you once you get in here. No, I gotta wait. It takes forever for my character to collect money because of how much I have been making. It's taking you guys. Okay, I gotta get that. Alrighty, finally. Get as much there as possible. school, and then gotta collect the money, make sure I get a farmer in there, and stuff like that. Marketing game that I told you about.
Oh. That's yours.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You almost got Disney. He's been a good boy. He's just been chilling.
Is it? Did you have to download something?
No, it's on YouTube. It saves all my progress.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've been making sure of it.
Okay.
I know better than to download stuff on your tablet without permission.
Yeah, you get your ass fucked.
I remember the one time when you let me download stuff on your old phone. You had a new one at the time, but you were letting me use your old phone, and I downloaded a bunch of stuff, and you couldn't really do anything on it because it kept flagging.
I'm gonna put it on empty slave.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you gonna eat with us? Eat that back. Put it right there and ignore you. Because then you eat. So, I'm going to be setting up for second hour. As a matter of fact, I'm doing that right now. I'm going to show a little bit more of what B-Dog Night was talking about when it comes to certain, shall we say, subjects.
Oh yeah, I had it on here a few times. I had people trying to steal stuff.
That's never a good thing.
Yeah. One of the times they even tried stealing a whole stack of money.
Okay, so I need to edit this because I need to change the name of it just so I can get it to the top. Try it like that first. Not all 12 at the bottom. Cool, it worked. All right. So we are doing a would you agree or disagree for class. Mm. We can't. Well, I want to do that video that I was talking about, but the only thing is, it's the only one in the would you agree or disagree folder.
Yeah.
Because I literally just started it this morning. I seen this video, and I needed to play it. Like, I had to play it. There was no not playing this one. Okay. Let's do this. Make sure that it's not.
You're not going to emotionally, I'm not going to let it go, okay? You're not going to emotionally use some jujitsu, and I'm referring here to Roy or Rob McCoy, who says, I'm Charlie's pastor, and here's the truth, or whatever it is, to look the other way right now, okay? You're not going to tell me that I have to feel too bad to investigate who shot my friend in front of my face. So stop the nonsense. This is what Charlie's pastor passed around to all of the people that were intimidating Charlie leading up to his death. It's funny that Charlie's pastor couldn't find his voice when Bibi Netanyahu was lying about Charlie. Here's pastor. You know what he's saying are lies. No, he didn't find his voice saying anything about Bibi Netanyahu. Candace investigating things? Yeah, that's got to stop. Here's what he wrote, okay? What's his name? Rob McCoy. He wrote, Charlie Kirk was my friend and I was his pastor. I want to simply say this regarding Candace Owens. Charlie Kirk was a friend to Candace and never publicly spoke poorly of her, though he disagreed with her. He never operated nor entertained gossip or innuendo concerning Candace. My only comment I offer regarding Candace is this. I only wish at this tragic time of mourning, she would be the friend to Charlie Kirk that he was to her. He would never have treated Candace or her family in such a way had, God forbid, this tragedy been hers. A friend loves at all times, and he drops a biblical proverb. Now, let me say this, okay? I hope that Charlie would have been the sort of friend that I'm being. Okay, he would have never. Why? Why wouldn't Charlie Kirk have investigated if I had been killed and we were being so obviously lied to? I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong. I think Charlie was a real friend and he would not have dropped it. He would not have let it go. Least of all, because he was being emotionally manipulated by a guy who curiously kept his mouth shut when Bibi lied. You knew, if you were really his close friend and pastor, how he was feeling about Bibi Netanyahu. You knew, if you were his close friend and pastor, exactly the names of everybody who was intimidating him and how poorly they are misrepresenting the things that he believed. So why don't you focus on being more honest as a pastor and giving as much information as you can possibly provide so that we can continue this investigation? If you can't do this, I'm going to have to ask for your silence. Okay? Be quiet.
Okay. Got a question? No, we don't want that. Got a question for you guys. And you, young lady.
I'm not going to let it go.
Do you agree or disagree with Candace? And why?
Because she was right about all of it.
What specifically? Talk to me. Let's make a dialect about it.
Like how it's messed up about Charlie's pastor couldn't find his voice until after he died.
Okay. What else?
Charlie would have done the exact same thing.
How so? Be more elaborate.
Oh.
You don't know? I feel if one of his family members or close friends or even those that support him even if they were to be unalive as he was, I honestly feel that from the videos I have seen and being able to get a sense of who he is through the actual long videos, not little snippets. Huh?
Cursor. Mouse.
No.
Please.
Why?
Yep. Nope.
What?
Up. The video.
Down?
Down one.
Okay, hold on. Were we talking? Yes or no?
Yes.
You're just getting irritated because I'm making you focus, aren't you?
No. No, it just caught my eye, okay?
As I was saying, so from the videos that I have watched, I do have to say I agree with Candace that he would have moved heaven and earth to find out the truth. So Candace, I have to say, keep up the great work. Do not give up. And no matter what, do not let anybody silence your voice. God bless you. Okay. Now, Monko,
And the bullet went like up and it went down and around and it went out to the parking lot, came back in with some velocity and hit Charlie in the neck. That's what
actually watched the video of that, that just threw me off. Because there's actually a couple different things that I need to look for beforehand, not the actual incident itself, but during the event. Before I can say with certainty on if he was or not. But again, military all the way. Family members that are doctors. I've had dealt with doctors most of my life because my mom, all the stuff that she's dealt with. When it comes to GSWs, I had a family member that lost his life to a GSW. And I remember very clearly what the doctors were saying. So, yes, I do know that bone can stop a bullet. But I also know that it can ricochet a bullet too. So I had to stop it to say, for that part there, I'm sorry, but you're incorrect. They do search for a bullet because they need to make sure that it's not, one, covering where a main artery or any vessels that could potentially bleed after. So they do their due diligence on that. So that's not a morgue thing. That could be done in the ER. Or not. Well, the ER will automatically do a CT if they're not in dire. They're in dire, like as he was, he goes straight to the operating room, which means they would look for it in the operating room. I hope that helps clarify a little bit. Okay, let's see what else he said.
For y'all, this is a testimony that God was a part of this, and God knew what he was doing when this happened. The theory that he was shot by someone else, it's okay to question and evaluate, but you need to have evidence before you say it, because then you look like a cuckoo head, and then you're creating strife and causing other people to get in trouble. Like early on, people were talking about this wing section, this private plane that went off the grid, and now these people on this plane got to worry about people coming after them because they think that this may have something to do with Charlie's murder. Come to find out, it had nothing to do with Charlie's murder. I don't know, bro. The reason that I sound so sane in this circumstance, and the reason that people probably think, well, Brandon, you kind of like not taking a side on this, because I know how investigations work. It takes time. It's methodical. Yes, and I think Kesh Patel and them shouldn't even be talking about anything. They should be getting results, and then they come back and tell the people. Let the people question. Because what happens when you come out ahead of it, you're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't. You come.
Okay, so I agree with him on that, and I do have a saying that I heard a while ago. I don't remember who it was by, but I absolutely love it. Leave it alone for a week. Why? Because more evidence is going to come out. It takes time for evidence. It takes time to do their due diligence to make sure that the information is correct. I do suggest people who have their opinion about it, I do suggest that they write down their opinions. Don't let it go to waste. Write down your opinions, or do a video that you can go back and you can add that in and be like, okay, this is what I thought on day one, but I held that information. Why? Because I wanted to do my due diligence. What do you think? All right. Of what?
okay with him telling the truth all the way and stuff.
Well, he was misinformed. Yeah.
Maybe instead of him like finding out from his friends and stuff, maybe actually do the research himself.
Well, no, he was doing the research, but he's showing some of the conspiracies that were sent to him. That's what he's doing here. But when it comes to, because he was a police officer, okay, he didn't work in the medical field, so he doesn't. Wait, he was a police officer, so therefore he should know that always do what?
Work together or inform.
He says work together.
Inform ex-police officers?
No. Secure the evidence, right? So that bullet would have been evidence. I'm sorry, that bullet would have been evidence. But you need to focus because you're not focusing. Young lady. Bring that up to you. You better focus.
Out and act like you're being transparent, and then information change, then they saying you lied. People are smearing Kesh Patel for coming online and doing this tweet. I don't know if we got the tweet. Kesh Patel went online and tweeted, I could just articulate it. And he had made mention that he's going to look into every aspect of investigation, meaning that the text messages between the two, Discord channel, the camera. He said the camera thing. He's gonna do an investigation. That all Kesh Patel doing is saying, I'm gonna be thorough and I'm gonna listen to everybody. I'm not gonna act like I don't hear it because it's a conspiracy. I'm gonna investigate the bottom line of every single thing that we hear that comes out there. We will find it, we will investigate it, we will debunk it if it's necessary. That's all Kesh is saying because he's trying to quash the conspiracies out there that's acting like they're covering up a murder. But then when he do that, what do people do? See, look, y'all. He actually trying to investigate what we saying. No, he not. He know it's bull crap. He know ain't nothing going on with them cameras. He think Turning Point Media guys. He in on it. Play the clip. He in on it. Man, Charlie just got shot right here. And what do you think people are doing? They don't have time for investigators to come lock the scene down. This is a massive scene. We don't see any yellow tape. Yellow tape. First of all, a shooting occurred. Cops are trying to eliminate the threat. They don't know if it's multiple shooters. They don't know if they can find the shooter. They got people distracting them. They don't have time to come set up a crime scene tape. That's for officers that are not actively involved in trying to stop a murderer. That comes a little later. Yes, the crime scene could be compromised, but they have cameras and they have footage and they have all that can tell the story of what happened before they got there. So they're not going to have the thing out. And then, for those of you who ain't never done an investigation, you set the perimeter first. So the crime scene tape is going to start outside of the perimeter. They're going to have the crime scene tape the campus off. Then they're going to try to get the people off the campus. And then they're going to begin to make the crime scene smaller and smaller and smaller. Because what you got to worry about is the media. So they have to get the crime scene tape way out there so they can put the media way out there. Then they have another layer of crime tape where the investigators can come in. Then they have to start getting specific areas where they know that crimes have been committed or evidence is present. Then they begin to tape those places off. It goes bigger and smaller. So now you see, at some point, they crime scene tape this part off. That's after they do a perimeter. That's after they do all the stuff that they have to do. It's complicated. But go back to the video, people. And obviously, Turning Point USA came out about this.
One other conspiracy theory I just want to snuff out here. One of our dear friends that literally from the very beginning started with us and loved Charlie like a brother. He grabbed the SD cards out of the camera afterwards, and there's all these conspiracy videos about, like, why did he grab the SD cards? Well, first of all, they're in the possession of the FBI. Okay, it's not like he took them and like ran off with them. Second of all, I asked him personally, I said, why did you do that? And he looked at me, and this was his answer. He said, because I know people can be evil. And he did not want that footage being grabbed by somebody. There was videos of people after the incident going and stealing hats off the table. I mean, so I'm so grateful he did that, and that was his instinct. He's like, I'm depressed to know that that was why I did that, but I knew that I had to protect that footage because I know I wanted. I mean, you're recording in like 4K, and so I'm so glad he did that.
He did the smart thing, and that is when all these people are scrambling and everybody's doing this and they stealing hats off the table. He made the smart decision to say, let me secure the camera footage so nobody steal it. That's what he was doing, because people will steal the camera and then they'll put it on the dark web where they got Charlie getting his neck blown out, and they put it all out there selling it to people. So the smart thing to do is get our equipment, secure the SD cards, and we can deliver them over to the government for them to investigate. Let me add this. I'm here to help you. If you have evidence of a crime, please don't share it with anybody but the police. Please don't ask nobody to share confidential evidence with you, because you know what happens? You can be a part of interfering with an investigation. Let me explain different elements of that. Give me a screen. Let me show you different elements of being a part of that. If you have evidence of a crime on your cell phone, your phone can be considered evidence. If somebody communicate with you with evidence of a crime, the government can then seize your electronic communication, depending on if they feel like it's relevant in an investigation. The best thing for you to do if you have footage is for you to turn it over to the investigators. You go make a copy of that footage. Now, if you don't tell them, they may not know. But if you made a copy and they find out you made a copy, they're going to need to know where the evidence is on your phone and where you made a copy of the evidence at. Because what they can't have is that you manipulated evidence. So they have to have a chain of command. They have to say, this is the actual SD card. This is not an edited. This is not a manufactured SD card. This is the raw evidence footage that we can extract and use for the investigation. You start tampering with evidence. You start soliciting evidence. You start going after people and intimidating them to give you evidence.
Yeah.
You could go to jail. You could go to jail. Because if somehow the investigators believe that you coerced another person against their will into giving over evidence to them and they're not an investigator, then the thing is, here's another thing. You can end up getting evidence inadmissible in court. If you go take evidence and you go put it out into the ether where everybody in the world has seen that level of evidence. Therefore, when they go to pull the jurors in, and you got evidence that's so, blatantly presented, you could possibly cause that evidence to not be admissible in court. It's not always circumstance, obviously it's circumstantial, but if it's some important evidence that you secretly go and hide and steal and put out and promote on the internet, and it may not be admissible evidence. They may conclude that the evidence had been tampered with. So therefore, they can't use it against the person in the court of law. That's why when I get evidence that people send me, I hold off on it until I know that it's not going to interfere in the investigation. And you got people out here tampering with evidence, potentially. You don't want to do that. It's okay to be an investigator, but let the people do their job first. You can always FOIA request the evidence. That means once the evidence is made available to the public, you can give a Freedom of Information Act, and you can FOIA request that information from local government, federal government, whatever the case may be. You can send a FOIA request. And if it's not prevented or there's no reason for them to withhold it from a journalist to use and evaluate, and it's not damaging to the investigation, they have to release it to you. So you don't have to go and extract evidence. You don't have to go and proffer evidence anywhere, because the government has to give it to you by law if it's not interfering in the investigation. So if you love Charlie, do not compromise the investigation by doing things outside of what the federal government is doing in this investigation. Contact the federal government if you have evidence. And a lot of people say, we can't trust.
Sorry about that, y'all. I'll bring him back in here after lunch.
He just set up. I just need some warm if I didn't get to go food.
So we can't trust them. We can't trust them. You can trust regular people on the streets that haven't sworn to do anything. Then if they lie, they don't go to jail. The FBI, you lie, you go to jail for the most part. Y'all know they be tripping sometimes, but
You stumbled over your words, sir. You lie, you go to jail. Okay? When you take that oath. But yet, they've been lying under oath for many years up on Capitol Hill. We have yet to see anybody go to jail. So, yeah, you lie under oath, you go to jail. But they have to prove that you lied.
Under Trump's FBI, I think you go to jail. What do you say? Yeah, we voted for. Let me put this in perspective, and then we're gonna go on to some more stuff. Can y'all hear me very clearly? In good faith, Donald Trump was elected president. I think Donald Trump will give all that he has to make sure that Charlie Kirk and his family gets justice. Don't you agree? Any rational person would know Donald Trump will give his last ounce of energy to make sure that the young man who helped him get elected, every election, Charlie volunteered in Trump's first election. Most of y'all don't know that. Then Charlie became the driving force of young people turning out to get Trump elected. Do you think that Donald Trump will let this young man whom he loved have a botched investigation? Donald Trump chose Cash Patel. Donald Trump picked all these other individuals. And you think all these people are conspiring against the biggest, most prominent martyr to ever live in American history, world history. My sound go out. Charlie Kirk is the biggest and most prominent martyr of the faith to ever live outside of Jesus. To ever live. Do you see how many billions of people are watching his content? Billions of people saw him get martyred all at once. Billions. When Jesus was alive, 1 billion people didn't know he died. Charlie had 1 billion people see him die. Charlie had 1 billion people begin to inquire and question and wonder, who is this guy? Why would they do him this way? Let me go watch his content. We were looking at it. 100-some million people watch his content in a week. Millions of people are following him on social media. People that never thought about Christ, never knew Charlie. Now they're talking about him. Now he's all over their feed. One of the biggest martyrs to ever live. And you think Trump will botch the investigation? You think Kesh Patel will botch the investigation? When I say botch, cover it up. You think these people covering this up? It's just, I understand the question, but to declare something so ridiculous, it's wrong, and it creates doubt for no reason. We should be unified on this. And people bring up Epstein. Epstein had the investigation in Epstein.
Okay. So I can understand why people are questioning, because for years we have not had transparency. We need 100% transparency. I mean, so transparent you can see right through it just like a window. Put the facts out there. Put the facts first. Always. Yes, there has been a lot of cover-up. Yes, there has been a lot of bad crap that has happened. But no. There is only one that I trust with everything. Do I trust my family? Yes, I do. And I love them very much. But the only one that I trust with everything, and I fear for my soul with, is God. He is the only one. Because he knows all. So I do ask for discernment on the information that I receive. And I do pray about it. I feel you should too.
Okay. Was before any of these people came into office. And just because the government failed in this area, you're a fool to just blindly think they fail in everything they do. You gotta compartmentalize and say, I'm gonna go issue by issue by issue. That's the same way if they were right about everything. That don't mean you think they right about everything. You gotta say, okay, let me look at this issue. Let me evaluate this. You got a guy who shot from the top of the roof The government already said he didn't take the gun down and build it back up. So get rid of that rumor that was out there. He runs to the thing. They found the gun where he ran. He sent messages to his lover. His father said he did it. His father turned him in. You think his father, they paid him enough?
Okay. That being said, there was someone that released footage of the shooter up on the roof. And he said he was in full tactical gear. Why is Tyler getting so much information? And why was the gun that supposedly they found in a field, but yet then later said, and I'm going to double check, and I will actually, I'm not going to say the other part because I do not want to mix up cases. But they're saying they found it in a field. But there's been other information that's been a little bit different. I'll find that information. Anyway. And as about the Epstein files, just freaking release them. Stop playing around. I mean, yeah, some people from high ups that should not be, well, the thou shalt not be named may have been in there or may have not. We don't know. We want transparency.
Money to just randomly pick his son to turn him in as a sacrifice. I mean, maybe people think they framed him, but the kid is in the area during the crime. The kid told people he was radicalized. The kid told people he did it through text message. He even made mention of some of this on Discord. The sheriff deputy that lived across the street from them or next door to them made a phone call to the sheriff and told the sheriff that they got the guy who killed Charlie, who confessed to it, and told the sheriff that he wanted to surrender without violence. So the deputy had a conversation with the sheriff because he was alluded, he was notified of the killer from the killer's dad. They got the vehicle. They got evidence of the vehicle driving away, which matched the vehicle of the kid that confessed to it, to his parents. They got the gun that belonged to his grandfather. Let me add one more thing. They got the bullet. Let me give y'all some insight real quick. If the government wanted to cover this up, they would have never showed you a text message thread because they don't have to. He's already in jail. If they
that text message thread, okay. Being an officer, sir, please read it. Word for word, syllable by syllable, period for period. I have not been in law enforcement. But reading that has so many red flags. One, my husband knew my mom and my dad. Everything about them. Because we talked about everything. He's been with his boyfriend for how long? And he had to say, oh, my dad's really mega. He would have seen that in all the photos. They would have shared photos. They would have shared information about each other. About themselves, I should say. About their family.
Should we finish this afterwards? That's freckles. I have a holy crap ton of freckles throughout my body.
We are almost done with this. But I'm going to do something that I don't typically do. Let's get through this first, and then I will set that up.
Knew that you guys could misconstrue, or they knew that a detective wrote a text message thread that don't make no sense. Y'all think these people are smart enough to pull off the biggest assassination in world history, but they're not smart enough to read a text thread that will give them away. Man, you can do a chat TBT that'll give you a text thread that you want, but you think they're smart enough to somehow find a way and plan. I'm assuming they planned this for years or months to assassinate Charlie Kirk. They got to get the daddy involved. They got to get the trans boyfriend involved. They got to get his Discord channel right. They got to get the deputy on cross street right. They got to get his radicalization right. They got to get all his family that have testified right. They got to make sure the car right. They got to make sure the gun right. They got to make sure the caliber match the gun. They got to do all this stuff that they had to be planning for years, but they can't get a text thread right. Man, they just wouldn't tell you that. They wouldn't even bring it up. They don't need that for the investigation. They can say, we found the guy, he going to jail, go F yourself until we get the trial. They don't have to tell you nothing. And if they want to cover it up, that's all they have to do is just cover it up. They don't have to show y'all what kind of gun it was. They can just tell you it's whatever gun they want to tell you. They don't have to show anything because it's a part of evidence. They don't have to disclose it to the public. They can tell you they said anything they want to say to all these people. They never show you any message exchange. But you think they're smart enough to pull out the hit job, but they're not smart enough to divulge information they never have to divulge to you inaccurately. You gotta be stupid to believe some of this stuff. And then beyond all of that, if they wanted to lie to you, they would have said they couldn't find the bullet. Do you guys understand the forensic evidence on a bullet? If they wanted to lie, they would have just told you what gun it was, but there would be no bullet. Because with no bullet, you can't verify what gun it was shot from. But now they've recovered a bullet. Every bullet has a signature on it, which means that it has rifling from a particular gun that it was shot from. It's almost like a DNA sample. They can tell you exactly what gun it was shot from if they have a bullet. They found a bullet. If the government want to trick you, they would have never had the bullet be exposed. Because now they have to prove that the bullet came from this gun. So what are they going to do? They're going to test fire that gun. And patterns of rifling, they're going to do it and they're going to put it on a lens and they're going to compare the rifling on the bullet they found in Charlie with the bullet that was fired from that gun. And they're going to be able to say, this bullet came from this gun. If they want to cover it up, they'd never show you that no bullet would exist. But you guys are cheapening Charlie Kirk's life by coming up with these crazy conspiracies outside of unequivocal evidence. And let me tell you something else. What's that? Okay, let's play the bullet thing. Roll it.
Also, Kelly, we're hearing Charlie Kirk's organization is revealing new details surrounding his death. What are they saying about this?
Yeah, I wanted to get to that. There is a new post out from the executive producer of the Charlie Kirk Show, TPUSA spokesperson Andrew Colbert, and he wanted to post this. He said he spoke with the surgeon who worked on Charlie in the hospital, and they were talking about the exit wound. So Colbert was saying that there was no exit wound. We are still waiting to confirm this with the hospital, but he said he spoke with the surgeon who worked on Charlie. He said the bullet absolutely should have gone through, but it didn't go through. Charlie's body stopped it. He said, quote, it was an absolute miracle that someone else didn't get killed. Yep. They did find the bullet just beneath the skin, he says, and even in death, he finishes that Charlie managed to save the lives of those around him. So that was just posted within the last hour. We wanted to make sure we shared that with you as well.
Now, why in the would Andrew lie about this? Y'all, it's more stupidity. People that are saying, that's a lie. So you're saying that they got the doctor in on it now, the coroner, because there's a doctor and a coroner. There's two different people. There's a surgeon that's working on them, and there's the coroner that do the autopsy. So you're telling me that they in on it. And you're telling me that Andrew, who was one of Charlie's best friends, will accept anything but the truth. So now he in on it. He lied. You think he gonna sit there and let the man lie to him? That's his best friend. They do the show every day together. I know Andrew. You guys got to stop this stuff because now Andrew probably getting threats because people are like, you covering it up. So now the doctor covering it up. Now the hospital is covering it up. Now, you know how hard it is to have that many people cover this stuff up? There are protocols in place. People, they can't just say, I found a bullet. They have to perform an autopsy. People have to witness the autopsy. I'm sorry, Nick, I'm yelling. I got the earphones on. People have to witness that. Somebody have to...
Again, I repeat, they even just stated the surgeon told them that they found the bullet right under the skin. Surgeon. not mortician. Which means they found it in surgery. Stop saying autopsy is what found it. Please. Please, for the love of God, stop.
Sign off on the autopsy. What are we saying, y'all? The bullet, they claim they found a bullet. They have to diagnose where it came from, and they have to document it. Y'all don't even know Charlie. And you think you care about it more than Andrew. Nick feel me on this one. Andrew gonna just let him lie to him. Oh, yeah. Frank Turek gonna Charlie's tactical team. They've been following him for years. They just let the lie come out. Yeah, no, he was yeah. These guys were in the military. Some of these guys were in the military. And they just, Charlie, his lie. It's our best friend. We've been risking our lives for Charlie Kirk for the last 10 years. But we just let people just say whatever. Put your thinking cap on. People like, Brandon, you a sellout. Y'all serious, bro? I care about Charlie. I don't know how everybody else feels. I care about Charlie. I consider Charlie a friend to me. You can ask anybody that knew Charlie, that was around Charlie. I never said no to Charlie because I love Charlie and I respected that man. And I would go to war for Charlie. Brandon, can you do this? Brandon, can you do that? I'm on it. Charlie was my dog. Now, me and him didn't talk every day. But there's people that you know and you love. You don't got to talk every day. You know what it is. When that phone call come in, I got you, bro. Hey, Brandon, they say I'm a racist, man. I can't believe it. I got you, bro. I got you, bro. I stand up for you because I know who you really are. Ain't no way in the world if I thought that this was made up would I defend stupid stuff. Because Charlie mean more to me than this killer and the government. I don't know people in the government. But, bro, for y'all to think this is one big conspiracy is crazy. It's too many moving parts. Now you got to get the doctor to come. If I'm not mistaken, there's two people that do an autopsy. There's a person performing an autopsy, and there's a person evaluating the performance of an autopsy. Now, it may not have to happen every time, but last time I checked, it was that. So other person to sign off. One person can't do all that. Deboning people, harvesting, they getting the organs out. Like, one person don't normally do all that. It take a few people to do all that. And Charlie Kirk has become another meme for some of y'all. Another means to gaining money and influence. At least wait till the investigation is over before you start making comment.
Okay, I know and I understand a lot of people are like that, but I'm not. I'm teaching my daughter current events in class, and yes, this happens to be one of the videos that she clicked on. It's okay because it was pertaining to Charlie Kirk. And unfortunately, right now, he is hot topic on current events. My heart breaks for his wife and his babies and all that actually knew him and loved him. I was planning on meeting him. I had to wait till he came to a certain school. But unfortunately, the Lord called him home too soon. Now, as for the Discord and all that, they even said on Capitol Hill there was way more than 20 people in that Discord that were conspiring together to assassinate him. He was giving information or finding out information that became deadly. Do I feel that the kid shot him? No. Because there's more evidence out there that unfortunately I don't know if at that point in time that he didn't know the evidence or he was not told, Brandon was not told about the evidence. But the evidence was turned into the police. And that person had to go tell the FBI because the police did not turn the information over to the FBI. And yes, I learned about that in Candace. And she actually spoke with that person. It took her a little bit to get it, but she actually spoke with them. So, Brandon, I feel you may want to collab a little bit more with Cadence and find out the information that she was able to get, because, well, it's a bit more than what you realize on that.
They shot him. It was two shooters. We don't have any evidence there were two shooters. Where's the entry wound? Now the doctor made up an entry wound. Charlie don't have an entry wound on his autopsy. He don't have an exit wound. Sorry. If you think this was the exit, where's his entry wound? This stuff is gonna come up in court to put this guy away and give him the death penalty. You got to show the autopsy. So now you think they made a fake autopsy. Sugar, honey, iced tea. All right, let's get to some other stuff.
I am sorry, y'all, that you had to deal with that whole thing. So he posted this. Hold on, let's see. 5 hours ago. 5 hours ago. Which means he should have spoke with Cadence, because I've seen her information yesterday. Okay. No. Nope.
It's time for lunch break.
Yes, that it is. We will be back later.
Like 1:30.
Maybe. We gotta have a...
That's plenty enough time to sleep.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Last time I slept for a half hour.
So, I want to say thank you guys for joining us. We hope you like what you see.
And all the avocados diablo. If you're still in here, you're awesome. Thank you for joining.
Yes. And Josh, as well as Somnambulo Nation. Thank you guys. And for the 5 viewers that are in here, thank you so much. It means a lot to us. And I know I'm ranting, and you typically don't hear me rant like that, but there was information, unfortunately, I do know firsthand.
I'm ready for my nap.
My stepdad died of a GSW. That was a family member. My mom and him got married. They got in a fight. Supposedly, she left and he unalived. That's what the police tried saying. But evidence said otherwise.
Anyway,
and I can't get into it because I'm not going to be mean to my family like that. But anyway, I will figure out what we're gonna do for this afternoon, because actually it's Friday, so it's a free day. Minus a quiz. Yes. Fridays are quiz days. So let's see what she learned this week. Thank you guys for joining us. We hope you like what you see. Don't forget, if you do like what you see, to subscribe, click that little bell, and smash the like button. Hey! And always remember, no matter what life throws at you, no matter what crazy curveball is thrown your way, or child, sheesh, or even at the end of a rainy day,